All right, everyone, welcome. All right, guys, so we're going to get right into it. We're going to do the quick breakdown, as quick as we can make it, of exactly how I'm setting up my riding helmet to utilize the Ulanzi snap mount. You know, we talked about this on yesterday, if you guys watched the live and any of the other content that I've been putting out there. But for those who may not have caught that, this is a product by a company called Ulanzi. And this is a snap mount system that utilizes magnets in order to connect to any magnetic surface, metal, or the attachments that come with this package itself. So in the box, you get 3 different items, and I'll show you those real quick. Like I said, if you guys have not seen the unboxing video, I will link that up in the cards, up above, and you guys can take a look at that. But let's get right to it. All right, so one of the items that comes with the Ulanzi Super Snap mounting system is this lanyard mount, which allows you to put a lanyard around your neck, and you can use that, dropping it down in your shirt and then attaching the mount itself to your person, and you could walk around with it. Like I said, I've done quite a few videos so far, discussing this, but that's not what we're here for today, so we're going to go ahead and put this aside. All right, so on the average, when I'm out riding, I will have some form of GoPro attached to my helmet. And usually the way I do that is I have that attached via a normal GoPro mount, and that would just go here. Now, by adding this snap mount, the problem that I ran into on the first unboxing attempt was that I originally had a J hook, which is this item here. And as you can see, it has somewhat of a J shape to it, which is a little bit different than the others. But what that's supposed to do is to give you a little bit of, curvature for your mount. But the problem with it is it doesn't give me enough extension so that the snap mount will be far enough away that the GoPro can then lean back as far as I need it to. So what I had to do was to configure a number of different pieces in order to achieve that. So what I have here is a standard mount, which is just like this one here. And then I have a number of these little add-ons. These are just little pieces that you can add on to turn your mount in different directions. And I'll show you guys on Amazon where you can find these if you want to, put these together. Now, another thing that you may want to purchase is one of these little tools. And what this allows you to do is to really wrench down your GoPro mounts screws. So that way you don't have to worry about these coming loose at any point. So we're going to just go ahead and take this completely apart so you guys can see exactly what it is. So this is the first piece, which, as I said before, is almost identical to this one. Now, some of the ones, like the one that I'm showing you here, can rotate. This one specifically does not. And I have one that rotates, but I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it, but I'll look for it. Anyway, so let's just say we're going to use this one going forward. Now what we have here is 2 other pieces. So one that's going to attach itself to the bracket so that it can be mounted. And then the other one is going to attach to this piece here. Okay? So let's just get right to that. So if we're going to attach these 2 pieces, like any other GoPro, you would just assemble it. Remember, you want this to be upright like this, right? So this is going to create a really large type of box shape, if you want to think about it from that perspective. So it's going to be more squared off. And then we're just going to throw a screw in there. And we're just going to tighten that down. So now that's going to give us something similar to the J hook, but not quite. So then when we attach this to the helmet, now we have something like this. If you can see that. Okay. So then the next thing we would do is to decide how we want this to be mounted. Okay. So the problem that I had before, if you remembered, the mount was facing forward because of the shape of this little piece right here. But now by extending this, we're able to place this in between those two pieces. And that's going to bring the mount back closer toward the helmet. So we just take out this one little piece here. Then we can just drop that in. And that's going to give us a little bit of flexibility where we can adjust that a little bit. But for now, we're just going to, just throw it in there statically. All right. I'm not going to worry too much about locking these down, but you kind of get the idea. So for now, that places it about exactly where I would want it to be. So now if, for instance, I was going to attach the mount to the helmet, here's our mount with the bracket. That's simple. And then if I loosen this up a little bit, for my sport bike riders, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This needs to be a little bit further back. And then I could always adjust these smaller pieces to get the right angle, if I need it further back, so that while I'm riding and I'm in somewhat of a tuck position, so when you're riding, your helmet and your camera is going to be about like this. So if you're close to your tank, so that's how you'd ride. Now, if you're riding a cruiser, it's going to be more upright like this. So it's a different application depending on what type of helmet and where you're going to be mounting it on the helmet. So if you're mounting it, say, on the top of a helmet, then you would maybe want to reverse this, where then the GoPro is hanging downward versus, being really high up top. You don't want that because that's just going to catch a lot of wind. But on the average, like I said, this will give you exactly what you're looking for. So now I'll take this one off. And this GoPro is not normally the one that I would have mounted. So I'm going to remove this. And then I'm going to assemble this Ulanzi cage. So then the older GoPro would go right in here. And then I would just attach this little door to close it. And underneath here is the module for the microphone. So I would just turn this inward. And now my microphone is plugged in. And then I also have on this side plugs where I can connect my microphone that's inside of my helmet. So then from here, I would just attach this to the mount, then add a screw. Well, that is once I line it up. All right, so there we go, right? So now, that's how it would normally sit. And then all I would do here is just plug in my microphone. Tighten that down. Like I said, you definitely want to make sure that you keep these really tight so that your camera's not bouncing all over the place. But for the most part, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Now, if I was going to take this off, first thing I would do would be obviously unplug my microphone, and then I could just pop the GoPro off. And then if at that point, if I have one of the other brackets connected to, say, a GoPro, one of these little extender arms or something like that, then I could walk around with it and, get footage or whatever I want to do, or I could just set it up someplace. Or, like a lot of us, when we go out somewhere, we're all hanging out, we're doing what we do, we could just throw this GoPro up on the wall somewhere and hey, we're recording video, having a good time. So, simply enough, that's one of the easiest applications I could think of to make this work. So now for those of you who don't motoblog, who don't have, microphones inside of your helmet, and you're not worried about recording audio, then this is going to be a much simpler setup because you can go with something very, very basic like what I was doing with the first GoPro. And that's just attaching it naturally to the mount itself because you don't have to worry about a microphone, and then you can just roll with that. So, it is what it is. So simply enough, like I said, you could think about a number of different ways that you can, find different components to do basically the same thing. And what the advantage to this is, if you buy a couple of these, then you can then attach your GoPro all over your bike. You could have one facing you, for part of your ride. You could have one that's going to be on your person, during a part of the ride, or you could have one here on the helmet, or even you could even place one of these on the back of the helmet where you're getting that, that rear view where from what's all behind you. So, you're only limited by your imagination. So let's take a look real quick at exactly where you can find these different components. All right, so here we are on the Amazon page. And I noticed a couple of nights ago, I don't know how much I had to do with it, but I mean, when I purchased this, they had 14 of these in stock, if I'm not mistaken. And as you can see right now, it's showing currently unavailable. So if you guys are interested in this device, you may want to go ahead and, add yourself to the wish list so that you'll be notified the next time these come available. And if you look up above, you'll see that there are other similar products, but they are much more expensive. Like, for instance, the basic snap mount is $39, and it only comes with 2 pieces. So you don't get the part for, attaching it to like your helmet or any other, a GoPro tripod or something like that. You don't have any of those. Then if you want all of their components, then it's going to be $69. Wow. You're starting to get up there in price, right? But, I'm not going to say in this situation you get what you pay for, but you're making an investment in a tool that can be beneficial to you. If you're a photographer like myself, or you're a content creator and you want to have more of these just laying around so you can just kind of move your camera from one place to another, it may be worth the investment. But anyway, let's take a look at the other item that you guys are going to need. So here is an aluminum version of the same thing that I was describing before that will give you that extension. And this one here is $16.99. So that might be perfect, for what you guys want to do. Plus, it's aluminum, so it's metal, so it's going to give you more longevity. But if you scroll down a little bit, you will be able to find more inexpensive versions of the same thing. So here's like a plastic one for $13.99, and I'm sure we could find some that are even, less expensive. But don't buy the cheapest one you can find because you don't want to take a chance of one of these components breaking off for some reason and, you're losing your GoPro or something like that. So I would say, spend a little bit more. If you got to spend $2 or $3 more to ensure that you got something that's better, it's worthwhile. It's worth the investment. So anyway, guys, let's see. What else is there? Is there anything else? I did talk to you guys about using this for your phone. So you can use one of these little mounts like this that allows you to connect your phone to like a little mini phone holder, and then also use that as a part of connected with the Super Snap mount. And then that way you can use your phone similarly to how you're using a GoPro or any other action camera. But you can also find, like I said, less expensive versions of the same thing. So it's just a matter of spending a little time here on Amazon and just looking around to see exactly what you find. I mean, I get bored sometimes and I'm just looking at different items, and I'll be amazed sometimes at the things that I find on Amazon, probably things that I didn't even know I was looking for. So let's see, do we see anything that's worth it? Not really. So here is another one. And what's cool about this one is, so for $13.69, you get the two pieces that you obviously need, and then you get the third piece that would work for your smartphone. So, with this one little bundle here, you're getting all, three items that you'll need if you're going to be switching between an action camera and a smartphone. So this may, for many of us, be a much better investment, for only $13. And let's see if this plastic or metal. I don't see where it says. Yeah, it's metal. So, that's another advantage, is that you're getting a metal piece there. So that might be worth the investment. Like I said, for $13, $14, $13.69, that's a good investment. And as you see here, there's a 5% off discount coupon that you can utilize. And I think maybe that's if you're a Prime member. I don't know if that's just because if you're Prime or not. But even if you don't get the discount, it's still worthwhile. I think it's a worthwhile investment. So let's jump back over. All right, so these are the basics, guys. I think, if you are a motoblogger, or you're into adventure stuff, or you're into getting out there and, really enjoying life, and you want to document that, this is going to be a very, wonderful system for you to be able to get out and just kind of move around and, take your action camera wherever you want to, and, set it up where you can, record yourself and your friends doing things. And then when you're ready to roll, whether it's in your car, on your bike, on your jet ski, whatever it's going to be, boom, just pop it on there, and there you go. All right, guys, so I'm going to bring this live to an end. I will make sure that this video is, posted on a number of different platforms. If you guys are not following me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, any of the other social medias that you may see listed below, please do so. And I'm reaching out to a number of these companies, and hopefully very soon I'll be able to give some of these items away, to you guys for watching and participating. One of the things that they definitely look for to decide if they're going to provide, content creators with items to give away is the matrix. So that means I need you guys to subscribe. I need you to comment. I need you to like the videos and share the videos. And then hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to give some of these items away. All right, guys, until the next video, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Get out there and create something amazing. It's been your boy Rome. I will catch you guys in the next live. Peace. I'm out.